Hey everybody. So another month down, and we are looking at the end of September. September was a weird month for me. I didn't get a lot of physical reading done, and I started a ton of books. I'm currently reading 11 books. So obviously October is going to be finishing books. That's going to be my focus. Finish a lot of these books. Some of the stuff that I didn't get to on the TBR are probably going to get pushed back, maybe to December, because I'd like to add some scary books. So we're going to start with a wrap up for September, and then we'll jump right into the October TBR. And here we go. All right, so Rajathon YouTube channel, Ramsey here. Definitely excited about the reading we did in September, or I did, and then a couple other people joined me, had fun with it, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it. So here we go. Books read this month: One Piece 1 and 2. I don't have them here with me. I'll put them here. The very funny manga. I enjoyed them a lot. My son is currently reading them. We've watched a couple episodes of the anime and really enjoying it. I know there's a couple other people that are watching it. Don't know if I'll do a review on it. May not, but that will be in the future. But I'd like to continue on with this series. My library has at least the first 20 of them, I believe. Manga's super expensive, and so it's hard for me to make that kind of financial investment. But if I ever find them at a Goodwill or something, I will definitely pick them up. I found a couple things. I found like Death Note episode 1 or volume 1. I found like the first 2 volumes of Full Metal Alchemist. So I've got a few manga that I've picked up just as I see it, but I don't want to spend the $10 on it. Redwall did that as a buddy read with Made Between the Pages and JJ, the Bearded Bookworm. They did a live stream on that. That was a lot of fun to watch. I missed it because I didn't realize it was going on. That was my fault, totally. But I really enjoyed reading that with them, kind of conversations. Great nostalgia in that book. Dauntless, The Lost Fleet. We did a live stream over on Carl's channel for that. It was great. If you want to join in with us, I'm going to wait until the end of the month. So if anybody wants to join and read book 1, which is pretty short, then we will start book 2 at the end of the month and continue on with the read along. I believe there's either 5 or 6 books. And I've just got them on my watch list. If they ever go on sale on Kindle, I'm picking them up. I have 2 currently, and I can't wait to read that one. Really enjoying that series. Stories of Your Life and Others. I did this as a buddy read with some friends, and we talked about it on a Zoom meeting. So in my Goodreads review, I wrote that The Tower of Babylon, Stories of Your Life, and Hell is the Absence of God were my 3 favorite stories in the short story collection. And I liked them all pretty good. And then there were some stories that I really didn't care for, but read them all, enjoyed talking about it with people. Sometimes that's the most fun part, just to talk with others about your experience with a book. So enjoyed that quite a bit. And I'm not sure what we're going to do next, though. So I really got into a bunch more Arcanium Unbounded stories. The only one I've got left now is Hope for Elantris, and I want to read that after I reread Elantris, because I probably haven't read Elantris in about 10 years. So I'm hopefully going to do that before the end of the year, read Elantris, and then Hope of Elantris. So we'll put the rest of that collection on hold, the Arcanium Unbounded. And I ended up reading this month Mistborn Secret History, Allomancer Jack in the Pits of Elantia, The 11th Metal, and Edge Dancer. So I finished Edge Dancer yesterday. Really enjoyed it. 11th Metal, Secret History is super heavy Cosmere lore. If you've read Mistborn and part of... Really, I wouldn't read Mistborn Secret History until you've read all 6 Mistborn books. Era 1, Era 2. It's really heavy in the goings-on of what's going on behind the scenes in the cognitive realm and the spiritual realm in that whole story, right? So it was cool. I really enjoyed it. And then Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. I listened to this on audiobook. Really liked it. Super enjoyed it. It had been on hold forever from my library, and that's the only reason that I picked it up this month. Kind of my library gave me a bunch of stuff this month and was like, "Hey, here you go. Your holds are all ready. Your holds are ready. Your holds are ready." And it really kind of derailed my whole process. And I'll talk about that in my currently reading. Um, but yeah, Percy Jackson came through, finished it. It was really, really quick. I think it's only like 8 hours, so I finished it in 2, 3 days. And then I did Drawing of the Three. Wonderful book. Book two in the Dark Tower series. Did a review of it. I'll put it up here. That is spoiler filled. So if you have not read the Drawing of the Three, don't watch that video. But go ahead and read the book and then watch that video and tell me what you thought, because I loved it. It was so good. 5 stars all the way. Wonderful. Okay, so my camera ran out of memory there for a minute. Sorry about that. A little breakup of video. Read a bunch of short stories through the month of September. It was really a short story month. I read more short stories than anything else, and read about 4 or 5 books. So really excited for that. And really the bulk of what's going to happen is I'm going to finish books this next month. So as we jump into what I'm currently reading, and then adding to the TBR a couple items, mostly some spooky books, we'll go ahead and get onto that. Dog's barking out there. All right, so these books I'm going to take a break on. We'll move these to December because we're adding some spooky books. Dresden Files is a little spooky, so we'll keep it. I'll add that to my TBR. I definitely want to get back to those. I just haven't been able to get to them right now, and it's one of those where I just don't think it will happen in October at all. So let's go through currently reading. We are doing the Crime and Punishment read-along. I'm going to be part of the live stream Saturday, October 3rd. It's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. We've read all the way up to part 3, finished part 3. This is the start of part 4, and it will be on there. This is, I don't know if I've told you guys, this is where I put my TBR, and that way while you watch the videos, you can kind of see if I'm actually doing my TBR like I'm supposed to be. So as I start stacking books through here and you see them start to come down, that means I'm actually reading the books on my TBR. Oathbringer, this is book 3 in the Stormlight Archive trilogy. Well, there's only 3 books out right now. 4th book's coming out in November. It's not a trilogy. It's a series, 10-book series, supposedly. But I'm here, 73%. Should have it done in the next day, day and a half. And I am really, really, really loving it. So much good stuff on the heralds. And I actually, through learning more about the heralds, I want to do a video on the 10 heralds and how they interact with Roshar, what they do, things like that. So we went on vacation, and I took this book with me. September was our vacation month because we had COVID canceled every other vacation plan we've made, so we went camping down in Jacksonville, Florida. And I read 175 pages of this. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's book 1 in the Lycanus trilogy, and I'm finding the magic system interesting, kind of a journey right away, starting. I've talked about it on here before. I love journey stories, and I really, really like it. So, and I need to get it back to the library, so we'll definitely get into this one soon. Well, we'll finish it soon. I'm already in it. Tons of books that I'm currently reading, so I'm just trying to finish, really. I want to be a finisher. Valis. I'm currently reading this with Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics. It is kind of an autobiography of Philip K. Dick. It has parts of his exegesis in it. I didn't even know what an exegesis was before starting to read this book. Basically, it's his idea on God and his description of his personal life. It's complicated. I'll do a review on this book, and it might be rambly because this is rambly. It might be weird because this is weird. But I'm enjoying reading it with Alan. And I don't know if I'll continue in the series. At this point, at 55 pages in, probably not. But it could change before the book's over. I've got another 200 pages to go, so we'll see. I ended up having to take Godstock back to the library, so I'll maybe check that out again before the end of the month. I made it about halfway through that book, but the library was like, look, you just have to turn this back in. One of those things where I just didn't have the time to get to it, and then right before we went on vacation, I said, might as well turn this in, let somebody else read it if they want to. I'll check it back out again in a little bit. I know exactly where I wrote down the page number I was on, so we'll just try to knock that back out before the end of the month. The Howling Dark, book 2 in the Sun Eater saga. Really enjoying that one. It's just long, and Grant came out through the library, which is another one I'm currently reading. It's the the biography of Ulysses S. Grant, U.S. President, General in the Civil War for the North. This is done by Ron Chernow, same guy that did Hamilton, which is what got me interested in it after reading the Hamilton biography. And now I really want to read a bunch of presidential biographies. Curious about what presidents went through, what their lives were like, stories about them, things like that. So I might do a challenge that I heard another booktuber's doing. I can't remember her name, but she's doing the biography of every president, and I might do that as well. I have Note to Self. I'm about 35% into that one. I'm reading it on my Kindle. That one is a author sent me their book to read and review. Liking it so far. It's a bit weird, kind of like a time travel, it might be alternate universe kind of thing. It's very, very interesting. So I'd like to finish it as well. I've got that on my list. And then I also have Dreamer's Pool, which is our buddy read. I got to chapter 10, and then Chrissy Lewis is also doing it with me, and I believe Julie the Hungry Bookworm's doing it, and Stacy the Gray Lioness may be doing it as well. I was at chapter 10, and I'm about to start ramping back up into that one again. I kind of put it on hold while I was waiting everybody to catch up to me, and then now I'm kind of behind everybody, so I'm going to try to catch up to them. Might get to the Poppy War, might not, I don't know. And then I'm reading Wizard of Oz to the kids. We kind of forgot about it. It's sitting right next to my bed. We'd cuddle up and read a chapter a night, and then it kind of fell off the wagon. So hopefully I'll finish that as well. So that's everything I'm currently reading. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books that I'm currently reading. May not get to all of them, but I'd love to finish a huge chunk of them before the end of the month. And these are a couple books that I'm adding to the TBR that I'd really, really, really love to read. Starting with some Lovecraft short stories. Spooky stories for October. Yay! It's going to be a theme with everybody's channel, I know. But Halloween's fun, and I want to be part of it. I've never read anything from Lovecraft. I know he wasn't the best person. I think he was racist. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if his stories are racist. So I'm going to go into them, see what I think. I know a lot of people love Lovecraft. It's like a very interesting, dynamic kind of the way he thinks about things and talks about things. So I'm interested. Never read a single thing from him, but I found this collection and I figured I'd start. If you know what story to start with, let me know. I think it's got all his big ones. Like The Mountains of Madness, I think, is in here. A couple other ones. So let me know if you guys are Lovecraft fans, what I should start with. Another spooky book I'm adding, and mostly because I want to watch the movie, is The Shining. Stephen King is an author that I'm really coming to enjoy. And I've always heard the movie's great, but I want to read the book first. So I'm going to read the book, and then I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to do all that this month. I'm going to try to watch a few scary movies. I'm going to try to watch the It movies. Even the previews scare me. I'm kind of a big sissy. And really, it's just jump scares. It's not like... It can be creepy, and I'm good. But when it's a jump scare, I'm like... I just don't like jumping. That's not my thing. But yeah, reading The Shining. We talked about Blood Rights, Dresden Files. Hopefully I read this one and kind of catch up to the read-along that Nikki's doing, the Dresden Files read-along, trying to get the entire series done. This is book 6, right? 6, 7, 6. Yep. And I really want to get to it. I started it, and the first part of it's kind of funny. So I think the rest of it's just great fantasy. I love it a lot. Continue on with some animated stuff, some manga. We got Bleach 1 and 2. Borrowed these from the library. I finished these pretty quick, probably, whenever I just sit down and actually read them. And I really enjoy manga, so I'd like to read this and then maybe watch the anime. So excited about that. The Wasteland, Stephen King, continuing to the Dark Tower, reading one of these a month. I'm really excited about this one. I was talking to Brad. Some stuff happens in this one that I'm very interested in, kind of like heavy parallel universe kind of stuff. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. Book 3 in the Dark Tower. I have a couple videos up if you'd like to check those out as well. And then digitally, I've got a few things, a couple audiobooks and stuff that I'm adding. We've got The Lesser Dead as an audiobook, which I found from my library. I want to check that out. It's kind of a vampire story. Aragon finally made it. I've been on hold for this one forever. Kind of got added just because it took so long to get the audiobook for Aragon. Cinder. A couple people have talked about it. I think it's like a YA retelling. And it was on hold for like 3 months, so it's got to be good, right? Um, Lost Fleet Fearless, the read along. That'll be at the very end of the month, though. Probably the last week of the month, I'll start that, and then it'll obviously roll into November. But wanted to give people time if they want to join us in the read along. If they watched our videos and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, man, that sounds really, really cool. Can I read this book real quick and join your read along?" Yes, you sure can. So, Lost Fleet Fearless, book 2 in the Lost Fleet series. I have a couple books on my Kindle that are short story collections. The Demons in the Trees by Ben Sanders, Demons by Daylight by Ramsey Campbell. Good name, that guy. And then Broken Mirrors by Marie McWilliams. She's also a YouTuber. Her channel's really cool. I'll link her below. And then I have like a scary Christmas story. I might wait for that on Christmas. It's Edward Lauren. I think it's like Secret Santa or something Santa. I have that on my Kindle as well. Might get to that, might not. I don't know. So definitely going to do these, hopefully, and just adding stuff, spooky stuff, and want to watch some scary movies. Anything else? Oh, Vile Artistry. I'm reading that for an author who contacted me, and really, really excited to get to their work. I think it's going to be really, really good, and I really want to read it. Yeah, I think still TBR's too big. Obviously. But let's finish some stuff this month. That's what I want to do. Finish stuff, read spooky stuff. We'll see how we do. All right? So you guys, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I can't imagine trying to swim in this nonsense. Now, look at this foam. Look at this foam. Look what it does. It blows it up into the surf, and then it, like, does this. This is nuts. I've never seen this before. Like, look at that. Look at that. That is nuts. Look at this foam. That's sea foam, guys. Sea foam.